Hey y'all, welcome to today's video in our bread making for beginners series. Today's video, I think you're gonna like it, okay? Because I have probably the quickest and easiest bread dough recipe to start you out on, okay? For beginners. And even if you're not a beginner, if you just want something, a quick recipe, a quick bread dough recipe that you can use and get so many uses out of, this is a good one. And some of you have probably already heard of it, okay? This one is a basic master recipe, and I'll show you where I got it in a minute. And then I will put the recipe down in the description box below. I want to tell you about this bread dough recipe, okay? First of all, there's so many names for it. If you try to Google it. Artisan bread in 5 minutes. 5 minute no knead bread. 5 minute no knead artisan bread. Quick bread. Refrigerator bread. Y'all, it has so many names. I'm not kidding, okay? And I bought this book a few years ago. And my husband bought me some pizza pills because I wanted to try to start making the artisan breads. But little did I know, you don't just use this master dough recipe for artisan breads. This basic master dough recipe, quick bread dough recipe, can be used in multiple ways, varieties of breads, desserts, crusts, however you want to use it. And I'm not going to bombard you all with it in one video because you will get overwhelmed, okay? I'm going to show you today the basic master recipe, give you some tips on how you can use it, and then the purpose of this dough. The reason why it's called 5 minute bread, quick bread, whatever, this is an easy dough because it's a no knead bread. You do not have to have a mixer. You do not have to have special equipment, a dough hook. You don't even have to knead the dough, y'all, unless it's time to start preparing what you want to prepare with this master dough recipe, okay? Which today I'm going to be mixing up this dough, and I'll get to that in just a minute. Like I said, I don't want to just all this information out at one time because you'll get overwhelmed, okay? This dough is very quick, very easy for beginners because of the no knead process. All you basically do with this dough is you pick a container that mess up one container. You don't have to mess up a lot of dishes for this dough recipe, y'all, okay? One container. You do your mixing in. You do your resting in. And then you do your storing in your refrigerator. This bread dough, y'all, there's so much about this bread dough. I'm trying to spit it all out at one time, and my thoughts are just rumbling, okay? You mix this dough up, literally, in 5 minutes, okay? In one container. After you mix it up, there's no getting your hands dirty. You mix it up with just a strong spoon or a spatula, okay? A spoonula, the plastic silicone spatulas, wooden spoon, whatever. You don't have to get your hands in there right now at this moment. That's the reason why it's called like a quick dough, okay? And there's no kneading until maybe later, depending on how you're going to use it. We will get to that part. I'm not going to overwhelm you right now. We're going to do the mixing today, and then I want to explain the fundamentals of this bread dough to beginners and how it works. Gosh, where do I start? Okay, it's a quick dough, one container. Make sure it's not an airtight container. You want a container that will fit in your refrigerator. I like to use just a little shoebox tub, y'all, because I like the way it's flat and it sits in between two shelves in my refrigerator. You can use a bowl. You can use a taller tub container, whatever you want. I just prefer a little tub, and I'll show it to you in a minute, okay? You're going to literally just mix these few ingredients together in one container, not airtight, because when you lay it to the side to proof and ferment a little bit and start working and producing those gases on their own with the yeast, okay, this is a yeast bread, okay, unlike the little quick dinner rolls I made in a previous video, this is a yeast bread, okay, you are going to set it over to the side in a cool, place somewhere, okay, or a warm place somewhere, and let it proof and ferment and start working itself together on its own, since it is a no-knead bread, okay? It's going to do its own thing while it's proofing after you get it mixed up. And I'll explain it a little more in a minute, okay? You're going to set it over to the side for a minimum of 2 hours. Now, the thing is, the longer that you let it proof out on your counter and then you store it in your refrigerator, it keeps fermenting, okay? Which means it's actually going to mimic the fundamentals of sourdough bread. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I am probably not going to attempt anything sourdough in my homemaking, in my bread baking for beginners series, because I have not done sourdough yet, y'all. I'm a little intimidated by sourdough, okay? It's like chemistry. I will forget to feed it. I will forget to stir it. I will forget to bake with it on the day you're supposed to bake with it. I will forget to discard some of the dough. I will forget. Okay, so I've never done sourdough, and I'm probably not going to attempt it, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm not. If I do it in the future, I'll be sure to let you know, and I'll do a video, but not today. Okay, this one, the way it ferments and works its own self, it mimics the fundamentals, the healthy gut bacteria fermentation process, like sourdough does. So you're still going to be getting some health benefits from this dough, okay? It will mimic the fermentation fundamentals of sourdough. If you know anything about sourdough, okay? Good gut health bacteria because of fermentation, okay? It's also going to cut down on some of the carbs, okay? Which is a good thing, okay? It'll cut some of those carbs down through the fermentation process. So, what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how quick this is to throw this dough together, okay? I'm going to show you I'm going to go ahead and give you like some tips that you can use this dough for, okay? So we're going to mix this dough very quickly. 5 minutes it comes together, okay? And then I'm going to set it out on my counter probably most of the day because I want it to proof and I want it to start that fermentation process to be more healthier, okay? So I'm going to leave it out a little longer than 2 hours, okay? After I get done letting it sit out, then you store it in the refrigerator. You can store this dough in your refrigerator for up to 2 to 2.5 weeks. After about 2.5 weeks, you better start smelling it and checking it, because if it gets too fermented and too yeasty, you might can make the squirrels drunk off of it, okay? I've done that before, okay? I left some in there too long before one time, and I knew it smelled funny, but I went ahead and baked it anyway, and we tasted it. Y'all, I had to throw that out. I was like, the squirrels are probably going to get drunk off this bread, but we got to throw it out. We can't eat this. So don't leave it in there too long, but let it get your fermentation process, okay? So This dough, y'all, is so easy, and you may wind up liking this quick dough so well that it may wind up being your go-to recipe for everything, okay? Let's categorize it. Flatbreads, okay? If you want a flatbread, like tonight, I'm making pizza with this dough, okay? I am going to let it sit out on the counter, let it do its thing. Then I'm going to put it in the fridge for a little while. Then tonight, I will show you the fundamentals of how to start using this dough. Like I said, y'all, you're going to have dough ready at a moment's notice. This is another thing that's good about this dough. You're going to have dough on hand at a moment's notice to just take off a chunk at nighttime when you get home from work, okay? Or in the morning time. Anytime you're getting ready and you want to make something, your dough is already made. It's in the refrigerator. It's already incorporated those healthy fermentation benefits. You've already mixed it. It's there. All you have to do is when you get ready to use this dough, take off a chunk to the size of and the serving size or amount of people or what you're going to make it for. Tonight, I will take off a good softball size for one pizza crust, okay? If I'm going to make dinner rolls, okay, I'm going to take off, a pretty good little chunk for me and my husband and, break it off from there, make my dinner rolls the size that I want them, okay? We'll get into some of that stuff later, okay? Right now, let's just, I want to explain about this dough, how easy it is, get it mixed up, and then, categorize it. Okay, so your flatbreads, I'm doing pizza tonight. Let's get back on track. I'm excited about this, y'all, and it's all trying to come out at one time. Okay, so your flatbreads, you can do a flatbread, okay, like a naan bread. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. Don't take that offensively. I just don't know how to pronounce it. Naan bread, okay. Calzones, pizza pockets, hot pockets. Oh my gosh, y'all, I just come up with some more ideas. Ooh, besides pizza. Okay, so there's your hot pockets, pizza pockets, calzones. I'm doing a pizza tonight. Okay, or a flatbread where you can turn into those cheese sticks like they serve at the pizza places, the flatbread sticks, and you put your cheese on top. Another flatbread where you can just put stuff on top of it, like olives. You can bake like the flatbread and then dress it up however you want to dress it up when it comes out. Oh, y'all, I got so many ideas. We'll just make them all together, okay? Because now I got recipes flooding into my mind, and we'll do them all together, okay? So you got your flatbread category. If you want I'm gonna throw this in there right now though. If you're wanting common sense, okay, if you're wanting a flat bread, this does have yeast in it. Pizza doughs, flat breads, even breadsticks. If you want the small breadsticks to stay small breadsticks, and if you want your bread to stay flat, you will not set this out somewhere to let it rise for 20 minutes. If you're baking something that you need a rise, rolls, buns, sandwich loaf, baguettes, French loaf, something that you need a rise, you're going to let it sit out on the counter and rise for 20 minutes, okay? Just remember that. If it's a bread that needs rising, hence rising time 20 minutes. If you got to keep it flat or uniform to the size that you need it to stay, for example, the breadsticks. If you're making those dipping breadsticks, oh my gosh, y'all, that they serve at Olive Garden. I love those things, okay? If you want to keep them, those mini breadsticks, put them in the oven right then after you get done making them. Don't set them out to rise, because if you let them rise, then you're going to wind up having French loaves breadsticks, okay? There's an example. Know what needs a rise and okay? And then what needs to stay, okay? Does that make sense? I hope so, because that's all I know how to explain it, okay? Now, like I said, this is the quickest recipe, and it can be used for anything and everything. Next category would be your breads, your buns, your rolls, breadsticks, baguettes, French loaves, croissants, crescent rolls, the little hot cross buns, the little clover buns that you can do in a muffin pan, pretzels, soft pretzels, braided bread. You know how like you can take a loaf and make a French loaf out of it, French loaves, make French loaf out of it, cut you 3 slices and braid it. Y'all, we're going to do a bunch of stuff because now I've got in the mood to play in this dough, okay? We're going to be playing with Play-Doh, okay? Let's see. Then you've got your category of desserts. Cinnamon rolls, jelly rolls. What else? What else do you use bread dough? Jelly rolls, cinnamon rolls, monkey bread. We are going to make some monkey bread with this one night, okay? Y'all, this dough can be used for anything that requires a bread dough consistency. Sandwich loaves, okay? I'm going to show you some different baking dishes according to how maybe you might want to make it, okay? See, it's so versatile, y'all. It's healthy, and it's on hand at a moment's notice after you do the initial work that we're going to do today, okay? And I'll show you where I got this recipe. It's online, y'all. 5-minute quick bread, 5-minute no-knead bread, artisan bread in 5 minutes. But, y'all, I got it out of this book right here. I got this book on Amazon, okay? And I will put the recipe in the description box below. And even in this book, y'all, there's recipes in here of different things you can make with it. There's pizza crusts in here. There's cinnamon rolls. We're going to use it all, y'all. And what I like about this is tonight, I'm going to use it for pizza. Another night, I'm going to have it in there. And one night for dessert, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to pinch off a good size portion, and I'm going to make some monkey bread out of it. We'll do that together, okay? One night, we may have some spaghetti, and I may want to make some breadsticks. Yes! Y'all, this dough, you're probably going to love it, and you've probably already heard of it, but y'all, for beginners, this is as easy as you get, okay? It's healthy. It's going to be fermented. Just don't let it ferment too long, okay? Don't make the neighborhood critters drunk off of it, okay? You will be able to smell it if it starts getting too fermented, okay? But right now, I'm going to show you how easy it is to mix it all together. But before I do that, let me show you some of my baking utensils that I'm going to try some different things with, okay? Tonight, I'm making pizza. Normally, I make my pizzas, and I will tonight. I like to make my pizzas on pizza stones because I like that crunchy crust. Y'all don't have to have all this fancy stuff, okay? You can use a cookie sheet. Let me show you. For the hot cross buns and for the little clover leaf buns, whatever they call them, or desserts or something that you can put in a muffin pan. There you go. Them little hot cross buns. You pinch off your little balls of dough and then put them in a little clover shape and then bake them that way. Yeah, hot cross buns or the little clover leaf buns. There's an idea for St. Patrick's Day and for Easter. Okay? Or you can flatten it out, line your little muffin tin and put something inside there, like some kind of little bite. Oh my gosh, them little cheeseburger bites where you can put like a meat mixture in there and some sauce and then put it inside there and then top it with cheese or whatever and bake it. That just gave me another idea, y'all. Some Sloppy Joes. Sloppy Joe bites. Oh, my husband's going to love that. He loves Sloppy Joe. He loves Pioneer Woman's Sloppy Joe, by the way. I'm going to do that one night. Oh, he's going to love me. I'm going to get brownie points. Okay. So that's going to be for supper one night. I will pinch off some, roll it out flat, line my little muffin tin, put my Sloppy Joe mixture in there, slap me some cheese on top, and we're going to have some little Sloppy Joe bites. Oh, I just had an idea. Okay, let me move on, y'all. I'm getting excited. Let me see. Okay, y'all. Mini muffin pans for like a little mini loaf. If it's just you and one other person, you and your spouse, single mom, okay? Here, muffin pan. A larger muffin pan, okay? Bread loaf pan, not a muffin pan. I'm sorry, this is a bread loaf pan. A small 1 pound bread loaf pan. Y'all, you can put it in a square pan and make a square pizza, a square flatbread. Tonight, I'm making pizza. Of course, I'm going to make it round, y'all. Okay, my husband just bought me these for Christmas, y'all. See that? You see that? That's for like those French loaves. And this goes in the oven. It proofs on here. And it bakes in the oven on these. So it gives it that long French loaf. And then he's like, why don't you try to braid it? I'm like, oh, you're beginning to think like me now. Don't tell him that. Okay? Now, I haven't used this yet, but I am going to. Oh, let me get it over here. You know what? Let me put y'all down here, and I'm going to hold this up. This sandwich loaf. This is the sandwich loaf, okay? This is how you get your flat sandwich loaf, okay? When it's rising, before it gets too risen, okay? You put your thing on there and then you bake it. This will keep the top from puffing up. This creates your sandwich little flat loaf, okay? Like you buy from the grocery store. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm going to, okay? So, let's see what else. Oh my gosh, you can use a cookie sheet, okay? No, you don't have to have all this special equipment. I am going to be fixing my pizzas tonight. Ow. On a pizza stone. Yeah, see, that thing's heavy. Hold on. Please don't break. Okay, y'all. There we go. I like doing my pizzas on a pizza stone because, like I said, I like that crunchy crust on the bottom. Okay? Now, I have a pizza peel. Where'd you go, pizza peel? Right here. Oh, y'all, sorry, I got you in the eye. Y'all. Them disobedient children. I could have used that. Oh, shh. Okay. Anyway, there's my pizza peel, y'all. I'm sorry. I just had to say that. There's my pizza peel, y'all. No, I never used that as a paddle, okay? Anyway, there's your pizza peel, okay? I will be doing mine on my pizza peel tonight. And I found a secret, y'all, to the pizza peels. I used to prepare my crust, my pizza, on a cutting board or my counter. And then I even followed the directions like sprinkle you flour on there or cornmeal. It won't stick. I got my pizza peel and I was trying to get up under my dough. Tore my pizza all apart. I had to start all over. It was a mess. I should have just folded it over and made one big calzone out of it, okay? I didn't think about that. But now I prepare, if I'm using my baking stone and my pizza peel, I prepare my pizza. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all how I'm going to prepare my pizza tonight, just in case I don't get to film it. But I will try to get little snippets or at least pictures of my process of making my pizza, because we have company coming tonight and it's going to be loud and I might not get to video. So tonight, the good thing about this dough is when you get ready to use it, like I said, you pinch off, grab off what you need. Okay? Put the lid back on your container, put the rest back in the fridge. Use what you peel off or you grab off of there, okay? So I'm going to grab off a hunk tonight. I'm going to flour my surf. I'm going to put me some parchment paper down. That's the secret to getting up under that pizza with that pizza peel, y'all. Parchment paper, preparing it on parchment paper. Now, if you're not using a pizza stone, like I said, you can use a cookie sheet, pizza pan, okay? You can prepare your pizza on your pizza pan, okay? Or parchment paper and transfer it to something that you're going to bake it on, a cookie sheet or a pizza pan, whatever. But if you're using a pizza pan, just go ahead and prepare your pizza on the pizza pan, okay? You won't have to transfer it anywhere. You won't have to use parchment paper, okay? Just do it on your pizza pan. But if you've got to move your pizza to something else, prepare it either on that pan or on parchment paper and then move it, okay? So I'm going to take off a hunk tonight. I'm going to lay me some parchment paper down. I'm going to flour my surface. And then I'm just going to take my dough and just start rolling it and shaping it into a circle, y'all. That's no biggie right there. Making a pizza is simple. You just roll it out into a circle. I will prep my pizza. Now let me tell y'all something I've done before. Stuffed crust pizza. Now, I won't be doing stuffed crust pizza tonight because I don't have the mozzarella sticks tonight. I usually keep them on hand for my granddaughters, but I don't have them tonight, okay? So, I am just going to do a regular pizza tonight. It's going to be a supreme pizza. We're going to throw everything in the kitchen sink on top of it, okay? Our own sauce, pasta sauce, some of my husband's Italian sausage that he makes, onions, bell peppers, banana peppers, what else? Olives, capers. It's going to be a supreme pizza, y'all. Okay? Now, if you want a stuffed crust, here's a good little tip. Take those mozzarella cheese sticks, kind of bend them a little bit, fold the dough over your cheese stick, kind of roll it up in there, seal it shut, pinch, what do you do? Seal it shut, whatever. Make sure it's closed up, okay? So when it bakes, it don't come out, okay? You've got stuffed crust pizza that you can still take. You know how nobody eats the edges of the pizza, okay? And then you've got crust just sitting there being wasted. And yeah, when you stuff it, you can use that to dip in your marinara sauce. There you go. Them crusts won't be wasted, okay? So, stuffed crust pizza. But like I said, tonight I'm just going to do a supreme pizza. I don't have that. So, and then I'm going to take my pizza peel and easily, ever so carefully, slide it up under my parchment paper and get it on my paddle, my pizza peel, and then slide it onto my baking stone in the oven. Okay? That's it. Now, like I said, if you're doing pizza and you don't have one of those, any pan is fine. You can make a square pizza. You can make a round pizza and put it on a cookie sheet. Okay? Just prepare your pizza and you can use anything that you need to, okay? So, I've told you what all you can use this dough for. I've told you you're going to have pizza on hand dough on hand at a moment's notice. How easy this is going to be, and you're fixing to see how easy it's going to be. Because, yeah, I'm not even going to have to get my hands dirty till it's time to make what you're going to make. Literally, that's another reason why it's called 5-minute dough, is because you don't get your hands in it right now. You just mix the ingredients in a container, stir it up, incorporate it pretty good. Now, if you want to, you can get in there with your hands and go ahead and do a kneading process if you want to. You don't have to. That's why it's called a no-knead bread. You don't have to. If you want to, you can. Tonight, I may show you, just for the sake of this video, how to knead bread properly, okay? But I'm not going to have to. But for the sake of this for tonight, I will show you how to knead bread dough, okay? For whatever you're fixing to make it for. Let's see. Now, also for the sake of this video, it calls for unbleached flour. You can use all-purpose. You can use wheat. You can use oat. The good thing about this is the flours are versatile. You can mix and match. You can use different flours. You can mix flours together. It's better if you use unbleached for the fermentation process, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you that you can use what you have on hand. Right now, I have bleached all-purpose flour. It does call for all-purpose flour, okay, because you're going to put yeast in it. But they would like for it, and it's better, the texture's better, if it is unbleached, okay? But for the sake of beginners and what I have on hand right at this moment, I'm going to use bleached all-purpose flour, okay? Just to show you how easy this is, okay? Now, y'all, I got to get my glasses on because I got to see this recipe, okay? Let me get my ingredients together, and then I'm just going to show you how easy it is to put this together, okay? So let me get everything together, and I'll be right back. Y'all can also make donuts. I just found this when I was putting all my other stuff back up. You can use this to make donuts with, too. There you go. There's another idea. All right, y'all. I'm going to have to get down here because I want you to see this, too. I'm fixing to show y'all how quick and easy this is to put this dough together, okay? I'm going to talk out the recipe, get you a pen and piece of paper ready, although I'm still going to put it down in there. But you know what? Sometimes I like to cook along with videos, so I kind of like it when they talk you through it, okay? So here goes. You're going to need 3 cups of lukewarm water, like baby bottle warm, y'all, okay? All right, baby bottle warm. You know how like you test a baby bottle on your wrist? This is my container I'm using, y'all, just a shoebox container, okay? Pour your water in there. Okay, that's good. Now, you're going to add the yeast and the salt. The yeast, you're going to need 1.5 tablespoons of granulated yeast. I'm using the fast-acting yeast, y'all, so it'll quick start this process. Bam. That's all you do. Then you're going to need 1.5 tablespoons of kosher or another coarse salt. I'm using Himalayan salt because that's what we use. 1.5 tablespoons. Bam. Now you're going to stir this up. Let it start working and getting incorporated. Start dissolving the salt and the yeast. Literally, that's only been 1 minute so far, y'all. Start letting it work in. Get some of those little chunks out. Okay. It'll need to be mixed up pretty good. You can use a whisk, y'all, if you got big chunks in it that needs to be gotten. Okay, or a fork. Get some of those little chunks going. Okay, just incorporate it really good. Melt the salt, melt the yeast. Okay. Now, all you start doing is you start slowly adding and stirring in 6.5 cups unsifted, bleached or unbleached, all-purpose flour, okay? And like I said, you can play around with other flours. You can put anything in here that you want. I've already got it pre-measured. I'm going to start. Yes, y'all, this is going to make a lot. This is going to make... it's going to make 1 pound loaves, but you're going to get multiple loaves out of this, y'all. This is not just one loaf of bread. This is for you to have on hand. And y'all, this dough, depending on how often you use it or what you use it for or whatever, can last you up to 2 weeks, okay? Keep mixing in. You don't have to get your hands in this, y'all, unless you just want to. Just keep stirring it in. Keep incorporating. Make sure you get it off the sides. Now, it's going to start getting a little harder to stir because you're putting more flour in there, okay? And, y'all, this is not meant... You're going to look at this and say, I need more flour. This is wet. Don't keep adding more flour, okay? This is supposed to be kind of like a sticky dough, okay? Because this is going to be a no-knead bread and it's going to do its own thing while it is proofing and resting and fermenting out on the counter for a minimum of 2 hours. And then when you put it in your refrigerator, it's going to complete the process. It's not going to be an elastic dough while it's stored in the refrigerator. Okay, now I'm going to finish incorporating this, and it's going to get a little stiffer. Little stiffer, okay? Now, if I have to, if it gets too hard for my hand with the spoon, I may have to get in here with my hand and just finish incorporating it, okay? Ooh. Okay, but you don't have to. This is supposed to be like, and when it sits, it will get wetter, okay? It will get wetter. It is supposed to be a sticky dough. And if you need to, I'm going to have to get my hands in here, y'all. You don't have to, but I have rheumatoid arthritis, and doing it with a spoon just kind of tends to hurt. I'm just going to do this with my hands, y'all, okay? You might want to start out with 6 cups, and maybe I should have done that. Start out with 6 cups first. Okay? This is going to be sticky. I'm just going to tell you right now. It's going to be sticky. Okay? Start out with 6 cups first. Don't dump all 6.5 cups in there. Start out with 6 cups first. And then if you need that extra half a cup, put it in there. See? It is going to be like this, y'all. You do not have to get your hands in there like I'm doing. If you can tolerate it, go ahead, okay? Now, if you do have a KitchenAid stand mixer or a tough standing mixture with a dough hook, by all means, you can mix this in your mixer first and then transfer it to your container. You can, yes, you can do that, okay? So I'm just, kind of incorporating it. This is another reason why I have a stand mixer, y'all. Is because doing this kind of hurts my hands and aggravates them. But my husband tries to make my life so much easier for me. This is going to be a sticky dough, y'all. I'm just trying to make sure all the flour is incorporated into the dough. Start out with 6 cups first, okay? I'm just trying to make sure it's all in there. It's just a little harder for me to do this. I could have done this in my KitchenAid mixer for y'all, though. But some of y'all don't have, standing mixers. For the sake of this video, I just wanted to show you. And it's probably going to be easier for y'all than it is for me, okay? So start out with the 6 cups first. If you need that last half cup, okay. You may not need it. I just need to make sure all of my flour is mixed in, all right? You don't have to do this, y'all. I just have to because of my hands. See how sticky it's going to be, okay? It is going to be like this. Don't fret, okay? If you can do it with a spoon, good. I have trouble both ways, y'all. It's just my hands, okay? That one fits with me. And during this cold weather, yeah, it's a little worse. Okay, now I'm going to get this down in my bowl, down into my container. I'm going to try to shape it a little that I can. It's supposed to be a little wetter than this. And that's okay. That's why I'm telling y'all I should have done just 6 cups first. And if I needed that other half a cup, I could have had that other half a cup. Okay, so all you do now, I'm just pressing it down in there so I don't have any air pockets, y'all. Okay? When you work with it, you'll see it is still supposed to be kind of sticky, okay? Now, all you do right now, y'all, after you get it mixed and just incorporated really good, you don't have to do what I just did, okay? All you do, ta-da. Now, see how easy my lid is to get off? It's not suctioning airtight. I need a little bit of gas escaping these sides, okay, to let it do its fermentation process. You're going to set this aside on the counter somewhere. Let me just scoot down here and talk to y'all a minute. You're going to set this somewhere over to the side for a minimum of 2 hours, okay? You can go longer if you want to, up to 8 hours maybe. But after that, then you're going to put it in the refrigerator. Y'all, you can't get much simpler than that. Like I said, let me clean up right here and wash my hands, and I'll be right back. Y'all, you can't get much simpler than that, okay? As in this 2 hours, as this is fermenting, it's going to start rising, y'all. And I will show y'all the process periodically of what it looks like when it's rising. So give it some time. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to go about my business. Within about 2 hours or after a while, I may miss it after the 2 hour mark, but I will come back and let y'all see how it has incorporated and see how it's risen, okay? We're doing the resting period right now, okay? And then I will probably have time to put it in the refrigerator before I make my pizza. You can go ahead and start using this. Where's my ring? You can go ahead and start using this after the 2 hour mark before you put it in the refrigerator. But after you leave it setting out for a while, proofing on the counter and fermenting, then you leave it in the refrigerator for a little while, the better it gets. But, you know, tonight I may be in a hurried process, so, you know, it may not have all that time in the refrigerator and out on the counter. Because like I said, I'm making pizza tonight. So the longer that you let it sit out on the counter and the longer it stays in the refrigerator, the better it's going to be, okay? So, but you can go ahead and start using this after it's proofed, you know, and sit out on the counter for about 2 hours, okay? So I'm going to clean up. I'm going to get some house cleaned. I got to go flip my logs on my fire because it's cold, okay? And then I'm going to, maybe in a few hours or sometime here before supper time, I will let you see what it looks like. And then I will let y'all see me, excuse me, preparing my dough, pinching it off, preparing my dough, and making my pizza. That's the first thing we're going to make, okay? And like I said, I can bombard you with all this information right now and all these recipes, but I'm not going to because, you know, if you're beginners, you know, I'm not going to flood you and overwhelm you at one time. But this is a basic master recipe. You can use this for anything you want to use it. If before I make the next video, play around with this dough. Pinch you off some. Shape you some dinner rolls and put them on a cookie sheet and bake them. Let them rise first if you're making rolls, okay? Remember that rule. Know if it needs rising time, let it rise for 20 minutes. If it doesn't need a rising time, right after you prepare it, prep it, get it in that oven to start baking, okay? Or you're going to be, you know, them breadsticks are going to be like big French loaf breads, okay? Or your pizza is going to be like, okay? Know what needs a rise, know what doesn't, okay? Start playing around with it. And then maybe before the next video, tell me in the comments that you practiced with it and what you made with it. I'm anxious to hear from y'all. I want to see what you made with it. And then we can share ideas, okay? So tonight, like I said, I'm going to be making pizza. I'll try to get snippets. If I can't, I'll at least get pictures of the process so I can take some pictures while I'm talking to my company, okay? So, y'all play with it in between these videos and let me know maybe what you have made. You know, like I said, pinch you off some, make you some rolls, make you some buns, make you some croissants, make you some crescent rolls. I'm probably going to make some of them sloppy joe things. I'm going to try to make some monkey bread. Make y'all some loaves of bread, breadsticks, flatbread. Y'all, come on. Let's do this together, okay? I want you to share some things with me. And then in the next video, there's no telling what I'm liable to make, okay? Right now, tonight, it's pizza, okay? So I will also get some snippets of after this has risen, okay? And fermented a little, okay? So I will catch y'all in the next video. What I do at the ending, and tonight with my pizza, I'll put it at the end of this video, okay? I will catch y'all in the next video, okay? Y'all play with your dough. See y'all in the next one. Okay, y'all, it's been over 2 hours. I'm going to let y'all see what this dough looks like and what it's been doing while it's been fermenting, okay? Let me turn y'all around here. Look at that. It has doubled in size, okay? And it's doing its thing. So when I get ready to make the pizza, I'll let you see what I'm going to do next, okay? Okay, y'all, that moment of truth. I'm fixing to get ready to assemble my pizza. I'm browning some sausage that my husband made. He makes some of our Italian sausage using pork, okay? He likes to grind his own sausage and make it for us. A lot of these things I already had on hand. I just went to my pantry and my freezer. I got onions, peppers, mushrooms, some of my husband's Italian sausage that he makes, capers. What else? My own spaghetti, my own pasta sauce. I'm fixing to show y'all how I'm going to get this pizza assembled, okay? So, y'all just hang in there, okay? I may just let you watch me. I may not do no talking, okay? I may just let y'all watch me, okay? I'm browning up the sausage right now. So, I'll bring you right back when I get ready. Due to me cutting my finger on the little teeth on the parchment paper box, you know, the little razor sharp teeth, I cut my finger, so I've got to wear a glove, y'all, when I prepare this pizza. I'm sorry, but for safety issues, that's what I will do, okay? So I'll be back. Did y'all see how easy that was, getting it on that pizza peel with that parchment paper? Okay, we had background noise and everything, and when you're recording something for YouTube and you upload it and there's background noise, yeah, you can get copyrighted real quick, okay? So we're playing Christmas music, all such as that. So yeah, I had to just kind of silence that part and just let y'all watch that part, okay? So Company's ready to eat. We are going to let this bake. Now, I used the recipe that was in the book and or just the heating instructions. So I had to crank it up to 500 because I'm using a pizza stone. So it's not going to take long at all for that pizza to bake. I'm going to say maybe I'm going to start checking it after about 20 minutes. I need to get the book back down. But usually, y'all, I've made pizzas for so long, I eyeball it. Okay, I'm one of those that just a dash of that. It feels right in my soul. Taste testing, looks. Okay, that's just how I do it sometimes, y'all. So I'm just going to let this bake. I'm going to let it hang out in the oven. I'm going to let it do its thing. But y'all saw, I opened up a jar of my marinara sauce or pizza sauce. Peppers, onions, mushrooms. I used my husband's sausage. Y'all, it took me a little while to get that dough stretched because with it sitting out on the counter like that for so long, those glutens came together to give you that elastic dough. I told y'all it would, but that's fixing to go in the refrigerator now. The remaining dough is fixing to get stored in the refrigerator. It did its thing. It was wonderful. It proofed, it rose, it's fermented, it's formed that elasticity that I wanted so much that I had a little trouble stretching it. Usually I can get them bigger than that, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna like this. So we're gonna let that bake, and I will let y'all see what it looks like. And I know that was a lot of meat, y'all. I used a whole pound on that pizza. But my husband's like, hey, the more the meat, the merrier. Okay, he's a meat lover, so there you go. So I loaded that baby up. Oh, man, I forgot to put some more cheese on top. I'm going to go back and I'm going to do that right quick. I'm going to add more cheese on top, okay? And then as soon as it gets done baking and I get it out of the oven, I'll let y'all see what it looks like, okay? I'll bring you back. While the pizza's baking, I want to come in here and tell y'all something about your pizzas. Y'all get creative with your pizzas. You can bake any kind of pizza you want. We have made Supremes. We have made pepperonis. We have made a meat lovers that's had sausage, pepperoni, diced ham, salami. You name it, it was on that pizza. We've made a barbecue pizza before. Mix up your sauces, y'all. We've made an Alfredo pizza before. And we put fresh basil leaves, tomatoes, Alfredo sauce instead of the basic marinara sauce. What else did we put? Bacon. And then one time we substituted the bacon with browned chicken. If you're putting meats on there like sausages or chicken, you don't want to put that chicken and that sausage and stuff on there raw, because your pizza's not going to be in the oven long enough to cook your meats thoroughly. So I browned that sausage. If I put chicken on there, I will saute it just a little bit, but it will finish in the oven. Now, pepperoni, you don't have to pre-cook it. Salami, you don't have to pre-cook it. Diced ham, you don't have to. Just know if you need to pre-brown something, it'll finish when it's cooking on the pizza. What else have we made? A Mexican pizza, y'all. We have gotten creative with pizzas before. Stuffed crust pizzas. We love pizzas in this house, and we love homemade pizzas. Now, you can also, if you're making pizza dough, normally when I do it in my mixer and I use a different recipe for the dough, I will mix my seasonings in with my ingredients and let it incorporate the seasonings into the dough. I didn't on this one, but if you want to do that, because normally I make pizzas a different way, okay? But if you want to do that on this one, all you have to do is, you can, when you're kneading it, you might get splotches, so I wouldn't do that. You can put your seasonings on top of your crust. You can melt some butter, put some Italian seasoning, some garlic powder, garlic salt, whatever. rosemary, oregano, whatever you want on your pizza, and melt some butter and coat that on your pizza. I think they put olive oil on it sometimes and then put their seasonings. You can incorporate some seasonings into your dough, okay, by sprinkling them on top or melting them in butter and basting it or brushing it on top, okay. I like to take all of my ingredients out as far to that outer edge as possible so we can even eat the crust, y'all. But we're going to finish that. Get creative making pizzas, y'all. This is going to taste so good. And I love it being on a pizza stone, a baking stone. But y'all, if you don't have a baking stone, slap that baby, transfer it onto a cookie sheet or a pizza pan, y'all. Prepare it on a pizza pan. You won't have to transfer it. You do you. Make you a pizza and make it homemade. I'll let y'all see what this looks like when it comes out, okay? But get creative with your pizza. Make any kind of pizza, okay? Incorporate it. Don't waste it. Use the end of that bread, stuffed crust. I gave you that idea earlier, okay? I'm going to let this finish baking. I'm going to clean up my kitchen as I go. I'll let y'all see what it looks like when it comes out. And I'll get a picture of me or a clip of me getting it out of the oven so you can see how handy a pizza peel is too, okay, if you want to get one. So I'll bring you back and show you that in just a minute. Hang tight. Now we're gonna cut. Oh, y'all. You hear that crunch in that crust? That sucker's loaded, y'all, with that sausage. Oh, I gotta get down to the bottom. I may have to get my husband to come cut this. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got it. Let's see. Now let's go this way. Oh, yeah, I got that crunchy crust going on, y'all. Go this way. Now, this is the way my husband likes it, y'all. So... oh, I just had to add that extra cheese on there, y'all. Yeah, baby. All right, let's see if I can get a piece up. Hold on. Let me get a piece. Come on. I didn't press down hard enough. I like it crunchy, y'all. Oh, yes. Ah, come on. Oh, I cut myself again, y'all. Okay, I think I got it now. Ooh, and y'all, since this was pork sausage, look at that string, y'all. Look at that pizza. Look at that pizza, y'all. Look at that crust. This is the way my husband likes it. I would do a taste test right now, y'all, but that's hot. There's your homemade pizza.